We're live now.
Okay, we are live. This is a episode of Moms Are People Too, the mini series that I've begun on Substack and am now reviving after giving birth to my second baby in February. And I am doing this today with the lovely Nitsa Citrine. And is that your real name?
Yes, it is.
That's
So
wow.
Citrine is my middle name, my birth
Okay.
given legal middle name. So my full name is Nitsa Citrine, wait for it, Christensen Pomelo, which is so long.
Oh my God, that's like my
Um,
kids have all those names too.
the hyphenate, like never ending name.
Yeah.
So, which has basically gotten cut off of every single legal document, everything ever. And so when I was like 18, 19, I just started going by my first and middle name. And
Yeah.
yeah, it just sort of stuck.
That's kind of what I hope that happens to my kids too. Because
Yeah.
I have Asher Valentine and Isla Jewel. And then they have like Simbari Corcoran. And then she has Isla Jewel Valentina Simbari Corcoran because she was born on Valentine's Day and Asher's middle name was already Valentine. So I was like, let's throw the other one in.
So fun how that
But I
worked
love the
out.
first and middle name. I think that's such a like fun way for someone to be able to self-identify.
Yeah, and Eden took his dad's last name, Bolthouse,
Hmm.
and I actually gave him my middle name as a second middle name because I just
Yes.
had to. So his
Yeah.
name is Eden Matteau Citrine Bolthouse. So
Okay,
we
so
still
you've
have
like
like the four
fully
name situation, but I just squished it in the middle versus at the end.
you're like, I can't do my two names because then it's like seven names and it's just like all too much.
Me nuts. Yeah.
And you've started a whole new maternal line with the citrine, which I love.
Yes. Yes,
So
yes.
we're
Hi.
both potting today with our babies attached to us. And so I
Sorry that
think
I
it's like
hope this isn't sickening to people like the bouncing.
no, I
I hope
actually
that's
think it's like
okay.
bouncing and rocking is very relaxing
Yeah, okay.
from what I've gathered from people watching other
Watching.
pods where I have the baby. Okay, so we wanted to do this episode and start off kind of like just the idea of Moms Are People Too is like it's a space where like we discuss motherhood but also like selfhood. And I think every mom deals with the same struggle, which is like trying to do a podcast while also having to honor the baby. I mean, not every mom's trying to do a podcast, but there's like this constant balance between who we are as people and who we've become as mothers. And I just don't think that there's any type of preparation or like awareness that you could possibly have previous to becoming a mother that prepares you for what that split is like actually going to feel like and look like.
Mm-hmm.
Like I used to scoff at people who are like, I can't calm my kids. And I'd be like, put them in, the daycare or whatever. But it's like, it is just so not like that.
Yeah, totally. Like you were telling me that you brought Asher to the gym this morning.
Yeah, I
Or
have to bring both my kids to the gym because Asher will not let me leave the house without him right now. It's like
wow.
very, very, he's in a super mommy Cody phase. And like, it's so sweet. And I want to honor it to the best of my ability. But then, like, sometimes just now he didn't want me to do this. And I'm like, I have to still even like I think showing him that I'm doing things is also just like a good thing for him to see.
I think ultimately, yes, even if it's hard in the moment, it does set a good example.
And
I
I'll be
hope.
honest, I say yes to him and know what I need to do to myself for myself like probably 75 to 85% of the time.
Yeah.
Oh, is he okay? Does he need a
He's
booby?
good. No, he's like he's right on the edge of sleepy. He's yawning
Mm,
and he's
mm,
fighting the sleep and he's about to
mm-hmm.
pass out so hard. Yeah. Yeah, and he's also starting to get really verbal. But our Aquarian babies, oh my gosh.
I
Um
know. Wait, our babies were born like what, less than a month apart?
yeah, I was calculating it because he was the very first day of Aquarius, so January 20th.
Okay.
And she was the 14th of February. So what is that, like three
Mm-hmm.
weeks? Well, a little over 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I thought you
I
were
re-
gonna come first. I thought she would come first,
I know
but
because I was in like labor for since your due date basically.
yeah.
And our we had the same midwife, Johanna, shout out Johanna. And
Yay.
she was saying that she's like, you should just like get used to the idea that you're probably gonna have a January baby. So I was like, had this whole thing in my head, and then LOL, 3 weeks later, my baby came. But you told
Yeah.
me because of the spicy margarita, like you
Oh my
literally made
God.
my baby come. That was because of you.
It was, yeah. So, gosh, I know. Isn't that crazy? Like that seems like that just happened, and it happened lifetimes ago. That was
Totally.
4 or 5 months ago, right? Yeah, almost 5 months
S-
ago.
Who gave you the hot tip for the spicy margarita?
So I love that. I'm like still trying to write out our birth story. Like add that to the list of started but unfinished tasks as a new
Yeah,
mom.
yeah,
Um, I so yeah, so actually when I was also almost a week overdue and feeling very ripe and full and like, come on, dude, let's go.
yeah.
Um, my sweet friends Scott and Aaron up in Santa Barbara who are like the most vital, healthy, health conscious, like circadian kundalini, rise and sync with the sun, you know, all the biohacking, like just, yeah, the most pure people you can imagine.
Yeah.
They heard that I was overdue and they actually told a friend of mine, they said, oh, Nitsa needs to do the spicy margarita trick, my friend Seema. And so I talked to her and she was like, oh, talk to them. And so I reached out and they said, oh, yeah, it's just you basically get the spiciest, hardest margarita with the best mezcal and go for it. It worked for Erin twice and she had her babies within like a couple of hours. So actually, the day before I had him, I had plotted this whole ridiculous plan to go have spicy margaritas on the beach in Santa Barbara. Um, and
Not you trying to get your baby out at the same time that you're planning to go 2 hours away from your house.
oh, I was like so crazy. Brent said he was so funny. He was like, because I like called him and told him what the plan was. Called Joe, the midwife, called my doula. I said, you guys, I'm going up to Santa Barbara. I'm gonna have spicy margaritas on the beach. And I was like so set on it. And they're like, she's fucking crazy. But they all just said yes because I was like in total get out of my fucking way mode. And
Yeah.
Brent was like, I was prepared to fight you in the morning when you tried to leave and tell you, like, no, you can't do this. But that night, he was like, there was no point.
Yeah. Smart man.
So yeah, lo and behold, just the thought of for Eden, just the thought of the spicy margaritas apparently was what we needed to get things going. But I love that for you, it actually worked.
No, on February 13th night, we were like going out to dinner. I was so done. We were gonna go to the old place and just like have wine. And then we drove past the Mexican restaurant on my corner and I was like, wait, actually, like we need to go there and I need to get a spicy margarita right now. And I did that. It's so funny because you didn't tell me mezcal, but I only drink mezcal, not tequila. And I was like, what's the most expensive, best mezcal on the menu? I'm like, that's what I need. And it was truly the best margarita I've ever drank in my entire life because
Love
I
it.
haven't had any hard alcohol, like basically since before I had Asher.
Yeah.
Like, I think I had one margarita in Austin when I was like 15 months postpartum, but like something about even though you're allowed to have like a drink or two when you're breastfeeding and I'll drink wine, something about like the way that the hard alcohol was like making me feel like a little bit drunk. I didn't really enjoy having a
Yeah.
baby. Like it just made me
Hmm.
feel like, okay, I'm solely responsible for this human's life. Obviously, I have a man, but I just didn't like feeling even like the least bit like out of control, which is funny because I
Yeah.
smoke weed, but like we alcohol and weed are just such different things to me.
Hmm.
But it was like the best fucking homecoming. I was like literally taking the ice and like I asked for a side of the tahine and I was dipping the old margarita ice in like a plate of tahine from the Mexican restaurant. I was like,
So
I'm like a
great.
crackhead for mezcal flavor right now. And then yeah, I went home and went to bed and like literally 5 hours later went into active labor. So it fucking works. After I did like Nitsa, I swear to God, I probably spent $5,000 on body work before that.
Oh, I remember, babe. I remember. I was with you.
The amount of
Joe and I
acupuncture.
we're like, oh boy. She's got this baby. This baby has a mind of her own, you
Both
know.
my kids were 8 days late.
So yeah, you were 6 days. Yeah, I was at 40 weeks and 6 days,
Yeah.
just about. Yeah.
The due date thing should be like abolished from the conversation.
You know what? I just read that Natalie Portman, she's 40 something and having her third child, I think.
Okay.
And she's in France, and I just love her.
Yeah.
And she was saying that in France, I think it's like the due date isn't until like 41 to 42 weeks. I mean, I could Google this right now to confirm. I should do that so I'm not starting rumors on the internet. But basically, I'll look it up. But she was just saying because that range, they give you more time.
Well, also because if you think about it, the due date that we get is actually more closer to 39 weeks because they calculate the due date in America based on the first day of your last period. So
Mm-hmm.
that's 2 weeks before you'd be ovulating.
Mm-hmm.
So you're
Yeah.
not actually pregnant when they give you your due date.
Yeah.
I mean, you're pregnant when they give you due date, but you're not pregnant from the date that they calculate your due date from. So like
Mm-hmm.
when we're like, oh, we're past our due date, we're late, we're actually obviously we're exactly on time, but like weeks wise, the due date is actually coming in at like 39 weeks, not 41 weeks, which is the normal gestation for a human baby.
Yeah.
So like
Okay.
it's
Here
all
we
just a
go.
mind fuck.
Yeah. So here she goes. Quote for her interview in Harper's Bazaar. Ugh, all these pop-ups drive me nuts. She also jokes, quote, in France, they consider full term to be 41 weeks rather than 40. So I guess I get an extra week to be pregnant this time around,
Yeah, but it's probably
So
because of what I'm saying.
it is. Yeah. It's just like, I mean, at some point, gosh, um, you know, just listening and trusting our bodies, I think is what it's all about. And I feel like we're both very lucky that we were able to do that. And we had a birth team who supported that and that we didn't have to do an induction or go down that whole rabbit hole of interventions.
No, I'm so grateful for that. But it wasn't easy. Like it's so hard that last push it made me really understand why people get inductions and why it's so easy to like push people into that because you're literally at a breaking point beyond breaking point. It's like a point that you never knew existed before.
Yeah. Oh,
And
yeah.
and so if someone's like, "Hey, there's like an easy way out. You can just like take this thing and it will take the baby out," like without telling you all of the yes, nice. Well
And
done.
he's out.
And scene. Without telling you of all of the things that could possibly go wrong with that, you would say yes. But like, I think for me, I think like the midwifery is like the information that really set me into a whole new paradigm of like understanding how this
Mm,
whole thing works. Before
hmm.
you got pregnant, have you always been like, okay, I definitely want to be a mom?
Oh, gosh, that's a great question. So, yes and no. How do I
Mm,
begin to answer that honestly? Um, yeah, I've always wanted to be a mom. It's been like my number one dream. Um, and I had a beautiful but also tumultuous childhood.
hmm
And, separated parents when I was like 2, 3 years old. So like my earliest memories, there's like already a schism.
hmm
Um, yeah, and there's just sort of a series of events with my own mother where like my mom just went through some life, gosh, I don't even know, upheavals. When I finally went to live with her full time, she got really sick with Lyme. So I've just
hmm
had this like almost like in pursuit of the mother, and my mom's also an amazing artist and she's wild and she's a hippie and she's great, but she's not like the like cookie cutter stay at home mom,
Mm-hmm.
which is awesome because it's, you know, totally a part of who I am. But I feel like there's always a part of me that was just really yearning for like mother energy,
Mm.
and always kind of maybe secretly was really excited about experiencing that. And I think, yeah, that was always like a yearning in my heart. And then life happens and I grew up and I went through a phase where I was like, I'm never having kids. And then I was really adamant about adopting children. And like, I really went over the whole spectrum. And I remember there was a certain point, I think when I turned 30, like my dad was really like, give me a grandchild. And I was like, so rude. Just said, I'm never having children. And how dare you force me into the box? You know, just ridiculous. Just I just had to like get it out all out of my system. And anyways, got through my Saturn return and was in a relationship with someone that was a bit of an on-off relationship that was broken up with COVID, and living with someone who was in France, in Paris, and thought would maybe want to have kids with him. By the time we got back together, that had shifted for him. And it was like this really tender moment where then that desire really crystallized. And
Mm.
I was in love with someone who also had two older kids. So for him, he was like, "Oh, I just don't want to do it again." But he said to me, you know, and we would go back and forth around it. And um, he would say, Nitsa, I would never deny you the right to have children. But he was never like, I want to have children with you. And
Mm-hmm.
that was really, really hard for me. And that was kind of like
Look, she has her baby on her too.
Oh, you guys are babying it together. Okay, great. I'm sorry. Let me back out of
oh,
here.
you're good.
She, she's a prop.
Wait, baby, come here with me.
As she's obsessed. As she's obsessed with me right now. Okay, sorry, go on.
Anyway, so then cut to, I guess I was 32, 31, 30, 32, 35, no, 31. And then that became really clear. I was like, I want to have kids. I really
Mm.
want to have children. That's really important to me. And so and then Brent came into my life. And like from the minute I met Brent, I was like, oh my gosh, I want to have babies with you.
Wow.
And and
Hi,
um
sweetie.
the sweet thing is that he has a son who's now 8, who I met when he was 4. And
Wow.
so I kind of actually
No, sweetie,
got
don't do that.
initiated into
Here, maybe.
motherhood through stepmotherhood.
Mm.
Um,
Let me show you something.
The
so
unsung heroes of the motherhood category.
yes, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
truly. I mean,
Yeah.
um,
Hi,
so
thank you. Okay.
I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like the same way. I feel like the journey is, I mean, not exact details, but just that we were kind of sold a certain bill of goods when it comes to motherhood and feminism and work and priorities and all these things. And I feel like a lot of us had this kind of idea that like motherhood would come in when other things were working and like clicking. Like there was always like this sort of thing on the horizon where it's like, I'll get there when I get this, kind of was my
Totally.
mentality. So I went through similar like ups and downs when it comes to like wanting it and not wanting it. I feel like
Hmm.
in my heart, I always knew that I would, but it was weird because I've never had the like, I'm going to be a bride and be someone's wife and be someone's mom, like the traditional kind of like
Yeah,
trajectory of the way things like unwind just like was never part of my worldview. And so I
yeah.
like kind of knew I would get there, but didn't understand how. And there was like so many, um, so much healing to do in my life when it comes to like the right masculine energy to call in. Like I was just talking, actually, I was sharing with my kids' nanny about how when I was growing up, like I was learned that my dad was cheating. And so like, and I learned at
Mm.
like a very young age, like 14, which is such a critical like age when you start to like really see the world and like
Oh
process things in
yeah.
like an adult way,
And the
but you're still a
blossoming of
child.
your own sexuality too. Like, whoa. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like really crazy timing. And the whole story is
Yeah.
wild. Like I had a computer in my room that my dad like had checked his email on. And then I
Ooh.
like he like left his email open and I read this email and just knew in my core that like it was
Ooh.
this lady like thanking him for a bracelet. And I was like, who the fuck is this bitch that my dad's getting a bracelet from? So I like Scorpio, so
I know.
Scorpio,
So
even
Scorpio.
I literally made up a fake story and a fake character to write to her and ask her how she knew my dad. I was like, I work for him too, and I have this email list, and I'm wondering like if I can sort through all these names so that I can like know what's useful for me. Like, I don't know. And she ended up writing me back like, oh yeah, I work for him for this and blah, blah. And she told me like everything. But then I was 14, so I
Wow.
couldn't hold it. And I was like, I know you're fucking my dad. Like I went like full crazy. So anyways, that was like a
Wow.
fracture. Yeah, it
That's
was like a whole
wild, Steph.
real. It was like
That's
it
wild.
was, it was just like a fracture, and it was a fracture in my relationship to him, and my relationship to my mom, and also my relationship to just like trust in general. So I
Hmm.
think like so much of my young dating life was like informed by that, and like chasing the unavailable, and chasing the broken, and chasing the guy who already had a girl, or like whatever. Like I was just like so fucked up by
Oh,
it.
yeah.
So
Dang.
it took me a long time to obviously meet Tyler, which is just also funny because he was also in prison, so that he was never gonna, I was never gonna meet him earlier. Um, so there's that. But I think that was my main block is like I want it, but like how and like through what reality.
Hmm.
Um, but I will say that I think like around 35, which is like during COVID, I was 35.
Hmm.
That was when I was starting to like make different dating choices and kind of like believe that a guy could actually like show up. Like I had this like fractured belief that was like men don't like want to show up.
Hmm.
And I remember I had this psychic that I talked to at the time, and she was like, so you think all these people are in relationships and everyone can find a relationship, but you just can't? Again,
Hmm.
she was like, you think you're the only person in the world who's going to end up alone? Like, it was very like, she was kind of like, you're being stupid, basically.
Yeah.
And so I started to make different choices. And I do think it's important to say that because, like, even though in my heart I knew I would always be a mom, I also made active new choices, knowing where I was making bad choices in order to like arrive here.
Hmm.
And I feel like that's an important moment for like a lot of women that they like skip.
Hmm.
Like I have friends who are like 43, 42, 40, in like their early 40s, and like, I really want to become a mom. And like on some level, I'm like, okay, I know you do, and I want that for you. And on the other level, I'm like, but what are you doing to actually like get there?
Hmm. Yeah.
What are you saying yes to? What are you saying no to? Like these things are like very important. So, anyways, that was like my journey. It was a real like hard truth moment with myself of like, okay, if you really want this, like you probably have like 10 more years to like figure your shit out.
Hmm.
I mean, that's real.
Yeah.
And so, but then, obviously I didn't know that I would meet someone and 3 weeks later be pregnant. So
I know.
there's
And then it
also
would
like
happen so fast.
so fast. But I think I kind of always knew that it would on some level. Like I always would be like, it's just gonna happen for me. And then like, yeah, that's exactly what happened. Um, and yeah, so that's my answer to my own question.
For us, yeah, for us, it took us some time to get pregnant. It didn't happen quickly like that. And
Mhm.
and Eden was like very wanted. Like we wanted him, we wanted a baby. His big brother specifically had started asking when he was going to meet his little brother.
Oh wow.
Which was actually like tender. Like we had to have a family meeting of our two households because it was so sensitive for me because we weren't able to
Hmm.
get pregnant. And I was like,
Right.
are you guys talking about this over there? Like, we're trying, but it's like so vulnerable and tender if anyone else has been in that position. And Hermas is here. Hermas is officially a grandpa. Yay! Oh my gosh.
Congratulations.
Hermas is he's been through with me through it all. He's my life I call him my Plutonian life coach. You'll get this,
I
Steph,
love
because he's
that.
just such a deep diver. And yay, congratulations.
So when you wait, just to go back to the stepmom thing, because I have a friend right now
Oh
who's like
yeah,
deep in
yeah.
stepmomming and it's like so challenging.
Mm-hmm.
Was your arrangement or your dynamic like cooperative? Like how did it kind of all, because I feel like that's something that always scared me is like it always scared me that I would meet someone who already had kids and then I would have to like do exactly what you've done. And like so
Mm-hmm.
I just respect it and like when people are able to kind of blend their families, I seriously like have so much admiration for the women that hold those
Yeah.
pillars up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of curious like how that went down for you.
Oh gosh. Well,
If
I
you're
love
if
that.
you're willing to share.
I mean, Hermas, it's great that he's in here because he's he's helped us work through a lot of the tension and triggers around that. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we put in a lot of work, blood, sweat, tears, all of us, myself, my partner Brent, um, and his ex-wife Alex, and she and him, I think, are uniquely awesome in that when they separated, like it was a very conscious uncoupling. The kids are the priority. And she actually beautifully had like a really positive stepmother relationship herself
Mm.
as a
Oh
child. So
wow.
I think that imprinted her. Um, and also like her mom is just like fucking awesome. So I feel like we all put in a lot of time and energy to make it work, and it's not like it was easy to get where we at now, which is, I'm very proud to say, like a very harmonious two household flow,
Mm-hmm.
where we all just really love each other, and when things come up, we just talk through them. Um, so yeah, and also like Brent, my partner, is um I don't know if that's a fly or a bee. Brent is really he's like naturally such a harmonizer, in the
Mm-hmm.
sense that like his Venus is in Pisces.
Oh.
So, I mean, excuse me, his Mars in Pisces. So, his Venus is in
Mm.
Sag, but his Mars is in Pisces. So he's just very gentle,
I
loving,
don't think I've ever met
non-confrontational.
anyone with their Mars and Pisces. Not that I know of.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
So, yeah. Um, yeah, so I mean, it's has not been without its ups and downs and challenges, but I guess the other piece I'd say about that is when you really put the children at the center, everything becomes ridiculously easy. And actually, there's also like an incredible lack of resources and examples, or like Lacey, my friend, always says like expander, which is like in her 2B magnetic pedagogy. It's basically like someone who you look up to who can expand you by being an example of what you would aspire to be. And so I think there was actually like such a lack of expansive stepmothers because the evil stepmother obviously archetype is very real, and
Yeah.
there's not that many. But I remember at one point I listened to a podcast with Gwyneth Paltrow and her now husband Brad Falchuk, and it was about step parenting and their approach.
Mm-hmm.
And she mentioned how at a certain point she just was like, okay, I'm just going to relate to my stepchildren as my children. And as soon as I did that, like everything got so much
Mm.
easier. And
Mm-hmm.
when I heard that, I was already kind of there, but then that just made everything click into place. And I was like, yeah, like this baby, I always tell him, I'm like, no, I know I'm not your mom, but you're still my baby. And I mean it. Like
Yeah.
I love that child beyond measure. And he has taught me so much. And the beautiful thing, back to our conception story with Eden, was because it took us so long to conceive, and he's really like a total miracle baby, and everything has its, magical timing. But I had actually like given up. I was like, fuck, this
Mm.
isn't happening. And I had some long, hard conversations with myself of, can I be happy and fulfilled as just a stepmom? And for me, that answer actually was yes. I was like, you know
Mm.
what? Like, I can tap into that mother energy through, hi baby girl. And that was really a beautiful moment for me, because it actually, around that same time, is when we actually ended up getting pregnant, which is the irony of it all.
Isn't that how it always is in life?
Yeah.
Hi,
Yeah.
sweetie. Ashley, do you want to take your sissy inside with daddy?
I need to.
And I'll be in a second.
No, I
Hi, sweetie. Oh my God, she's so cute. Hi. Hi, chunky girl. Hi,
She's my
chunky
little
beauty.
she's my little
Chunky
potato
cutie.
girl.
Okay, let me see bucket. Come here, Willow.
Oh.
All right, the whole family's coming
Whole
out.
Hi, Tyler. What's up?
Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
Hi, daddy, baby daddy.
Hey, hello. Come on, Ashley.
I'm
let's
talking
go,
to my
baby.
friend Nitsa. Will you go inside for a second, then I'll come back
Come on,
in?
let's watch Little Bear and hang out for a second.
then
Then
do-
we're gonna go down to the beach.
Oh, I can't wait to go to the beach with you,
It's so
Ashley.
hot.
I can't wait.
No.
It's not hot? You're not even wearing any pants.
I'm gonna turn on my show.
Okay.
No. No.
Okay, another thing about Asher is that he has like full fucking dominion over the TV in our house.
I
Like,
love it.
we
Well,
can't watch
Pacey's
anything
king.
except for Little Bear and Peppa Pig. Truly.
So
And one time I
hilarious.
was like, I don't want to watch Peppa Pig, Asher. Peppa Pig is so annoying. And he's like, and now every time that he puts on Peppa Pig, he's like, Mom, Peppa Pig, it's not annoying.
That's so cute.
I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, the surrender moment is just like so powerful.
Yeah, true. I mean, literally, truly. And yeah, so I forget what your question was, but I hope that answers whatever
Just like,
your question was.
I just think there's so many different ways that all this stuff comes together, whether it's like through the journey of realizing that you could be a mother through stepmotherhood, through the waiting for conception, or, even though for me it happened like so fast, it was also like a weird reverse engineer processing that I had to go through. Like, I don't think that I fully processed everything until after I had Isla, where I was like, wait, literally 2 years went by and like I just had 2
Yeah.
kids and like I don't even know what happened.
Two,
And it
yeah,
kind
two
of,
children under 2 is so wild. I can't
yeah,
even.
and like with Tyler, who I had just met,
Yeah.
3 weeks prior to becoming pregnant. So it's like there was like a landing that needed to take place. And I think that like all of us, when we land in motherhood, no matter how it happens, like it's a crazy adjustment.
Yeah. It
Where
really
you're
is.
like,
It's
whoa, it's not what I expected.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like it's so much more.
And it's also brutal. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like, I think, I've learned how to do so much stuff with one arm at this point.
Right?
I'm a fucking superwoman, like doing whatever. I mean,
Seriously.
now that he's bigger, it's a little bit more actually precarious. Like I'll be doing things and I'm like, whoa, Nitsa, okay, like you could, injure yourself or injure the baby. Like, let's slow down.
Yeah.
But and you and I have both cracked up about this so much. It's just like the whole wellness piece, right? Is like all the self-care. And when I had you on my podcast, Sound Food, you got into it a bit of like you're just talking about all the self-care rituals and you spent hours and hours every day, me too, on doing this and that and da 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 and telling people what to do and da da. And then it's like when you have a baby, it's like you don't have 5 seconds, you know?
But I'm so glad that I spent all those years doing all that stuff because now I feel like I have like money in the bank kind of when it comes to like I like know the place I need to go to in meditation without meditating, if that
Oh
makes
yeah.
sense.
Oh, totally. I absolutely think I actually wrote about this in my podcast, not my podcast, my Substack piece about my dad, and because something crazy for those tuning in, my father. So when I was 8 weeks after Eden was born, my dad was hospitalized, you know,
Mm.
and battling at death's door, and yeah, like I touched upon my relationship with my mom. So the flip of that is like my dad has been like my rock my whole life and like my
Mhm.
whole everything. And so that was crazy intense for me to be in the hospital with my dad, not sure if he was going to make it. And
Yeah.
I mean, even still, he's like still really, really fragile and handicapped. And it's, yeah,
Mm.
anyways, all that to say was I realized that all of the beautiful experiences, the nourishing experiences, all those hours of wellness that we spent, yeah, I think we can bank on them, so to speak, and like draw upon them during times of
Oh yeah, I read this
hardship.
article of yours. It was so beautiful.
Right? But like I think,
Yeah.
you know, and so it's like, yeah, when we do have these beautiful experiences, just to like really be grateful for them and embrace them and soak them up as much as we can, because yeah, we never know what life is going to serve us. But
Mm-hmm.
um yeah,
And it
again.
totally like fills your reservoir when you don't have, and not that like, not that
I'm
being,
totally going to think about that within the wellness lens too. I love that you brought that up because I'm like, oh yeah,
yeah,
I hadn't thought about it in terms of like self-care really.
yeah.
So now I'm like, oh yeah, right. Okay, I might be like barely able to brush my teeth today, but you know.
But like you're fortified, your foundation is like strong because of how much time and energy and aware. It's really like, I think it's like the awareness that you cultivate. That's why like I have such a fraught relationship with just like the word wellness in general because it's like, and even when I worked in wellness, you know, people would always ask like, what does it mean to you? And I would always like have this like very challenging time defining it because I was like,
Hmm.
well, it means like harmonization. Like I was like trying to like equilibrium. Like I don't know. Like, I was
Hmm.
always like using those types of words where like I don't think that modern wellness sees itself through that lens. It sees itself through the lens of like optimization, which is
Hmm.
like so much pressure. Like it just puts a level of pressure of like that when you are in the trenches like we are with motherhood, like the idea of like optimizing is literally like having a coffee. You know what I mean? It's like or like having a tea. Like there's just it's like I'm fucking optimized. I took 3 vitamins and drank a coffee and like I'm fucking ready to go. Like
Yeah.
there's no and so to put the pressure on like I need to be doing this or I need to be doing that, it's like it's not helpful. And it's actually the
Hmm.
antithesis of like what wellness should be, which is just how do you kind of find that space of awareness every day. And
Hmm.
it doesn't have
Hmm.
to be through a meditation. It can just be like when you're brushing your teeth, you're having like a contemplation. And I feel
Hmm.
like to me, like the spiritual mental health actually is that's like the trickle down to all the other habits that you'll
Hmm.
you know, kind of put into your body. And I also think that wellness should really just be like, let's not eat toxic food. Let's like fight for clean air and water, like not the other stuff.
Yeah, I know. All of that. Someone, what was it? Oh, I follow, well, back when, oh my gosh, you got me off Instagram, by the way. Thank you
Uh,
so much.
Oh my God, I
When,
did?
well, whenever you went off, I went off, or talked about going off, and
Yeah.
then what I was at 2 weeks ago or so, 3 weeks ago, maybe was it 3 weeks ago? How long have you been
Yeah.
off?
Yeah, like 3 weeks, I think. But then I logged on yesterday to post my poop video, but then I immediately deleted it back off my phone. I'm
You know
like,
what
the
you can
world needs to
do?
see this.
You know what you can do is you can hide it. Have you done that?
I can't.
You can't figure out.
No,
No.
no, I
Oh,
can't hide it. I
because
can't hide
you
it.
find it. Your
I
Scorpio can't resist. Oh my God, I love you so much. My Pisces is like so disorganized. I'm like, once I hide it, I'm like, I don't even know how the fuck to find it. I'm like, Brad, help. Like, I don't even know where it is on my phone
You
anymore.
can
Anyway,
just
so
search for it.
no, it doesn't do it on mine. It doesn't.
Oh. Oh, okay,
Mhm.
okay. You like I don't even know about that. I don't
Mine
want to know
has a
about it.
passcode, and anyways, you do what works for you. Mine, I can't find it on my phone. I haven't, and I did it because I saved drafts, and then I'm
Right.
like, oh, at some point in time, I'm gonna open that draft and post it, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So ridiculous. But anyways, all this to say thank you because I've been off it for 2 or 3 weeks. I don't even know. I'm not counting, and it feels
And
great, and I love it.
what is your report from the field?
Oh, but what I was saying was back when I was, and it's just great. It's just refreshing and yeah, just refreshing. But back when I was on Instagram, there is this guy called, I think his name is like Carnivore Aurelius. Have I sent you his videos?
No.
It's basically like he's like all these biohackers and all these wellness people. It's a slideshow. Like this person spent this much, and this person did this and this and this. And then the last one is like this Italian grandpa. He's like 85 years old, drinks a liter of wine every day, swims in the ocean, and it's like he's the healthiest, most radiant, happiest of them all. And it's just like, yeah, like looking at how, our ancestors lived and lived well is kind of like what it's all about, and all this new whatever wellness shit is just noise at the end of the
Ha
day. I don't know. That's
are
kind of
you
where I've
aware?
landed.
Are you aware of the trend of Nonamaxing?
No, what's no maxing?
It's literally what you're talking about. It's like Italian grandmas are the healthiest, and it's like eating pasta, drinking wine, and going in the sea is wellness.
Yeah,
And I'm
exactly.
just like, whatever that is, that's my version of wellness now. Like,
I believe it.
totally.
But that's so funny, the no maxing thing, because I have an allergy to this whole maxing phenomena. Like it drives me nuts because I was on a hike. By the way, I hiked 12 fucking miles last Saturday with a baby
What?
on me. I know. I'm like a super mom. I was so
That's
proud of myself that
insane.
I couldn't believe I did it. I'm not a hiker. Like I like to go on like leisurely hikes like down to the beach,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um and like there's one trail here that's like a mile and a half that I did when I was pregnant. I did before the day before I gave birth to him. It was like our first excursion out of the house here,
By the
and I
way, like,
love
can we
it.
just stop and talk about how when you were 9 months pregnant, you were like hiking, you were like hoofing the hills.
I,
I've never
well,
seen anything like it.
it looks more impressive than it is. It's literally a mile and a half loop that's just right here
No, but do you
in
understand that when I was 9 months pregnant, I couldn't walk from like my bed to the bathroom. So like a mile and a half is like a marathon.
You got to come hike with me. Anyways, yeah, but that's like my max. And I did 12 miles on Saturday. I
That's
couldn't believe
amazing.
it. I
Yeah.
rallied for my stepson because it was his school event and his dad couldn't do it. And anyways, it was awesome. But but a parent was saying, he was like, oh yeah, like because there's like all these peaks that you can do. And I was like, no, like I'm like, I want the shortest path to the end possible. So, and
Mm-hmm.
he was like, yeah, like we're peak maxing. And I am like, I am not peak maxing. I'm peak minning. I am doing the shortest distance and possible. But then it just like got me spinning because I was like, all these people are like you just said, no maxing, nature maxing or whatever. And I'm just like, can we just not? Like, why do we have to like max out on everything? Like,
I mean, I totally agree with you. I'm 100% aligned. I didn't know it was a thing. I literally thought it was only Nonamax.
no, it's a whole thing. It's like a whole maxing. It's like whatever the verb is, it's blank maxing. And like there's this
Okay.
whole, you know, yeah, like there's like daddy maxing and like, every whatever it is. Yeah.
This is what the kids are doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't TikTok, so I don't really know what's going on. Like if you're not on TikTok a lot, you like don't. I just started posting. Only thing I post on TikTok is videos of me breastfeeding because it's the only time I think about TikTok.
I love that so much.
I'm just like, oh yeah, TikTok, this again, you know.
I'm dead. Oh my God, you just like that mom of two. I love that so much. Just like gonna inoculate the feed with breastfeeding. That's so good.
That's all. It's the only time I ever think of making a TikTok for some really weird reason. Probably since I quit Instagram. But speaking about the quitting Instagram thing, like, not only did I feel like I had to do it because of just like motherhood and like not wanting to like miss my kids' lives and like the fucking black hole that is scrolling. But
Mm-hmm.
also, like, even after I signed on yesterday, I literally signed on for 5 minutes, posted a video, and then erased it off my phone
Mm-hmm.
and looked at how many likes I got like one time before I erased it because I like knew that I felt like a lot of people were gonna comment because it was so gross and funny.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, it took me until this morning to feel like my nervous system was normal again. Like I don't know what it
Wow.
is. It doesn't happen if I go on TikTok and it doesn't happen if I
Mm-hmm.
go on Substack. It's like almost like Instagram has this like plasma goo that like sticks to me that I'm like it's like a
Yeah.
drug. It's like I take like one hit off of it and I just like and I want like a million hits off of it. And I can't like have any other relationship to it. It's like so I don't have words for it, but I just feel like I actually think a lot of people have this energetic connection to it, but like
It's
aren't aware of
designed
it.
to be that way. It is literally
Yeah.
designed to be that way. It's
Yeah.
designed to draw you in to, your attention is what it runs off of. Like
Yeah.
you are the product. It's not Instagram, it's you. It's your attention is, siphoning your attention, and it's designed to keep you there and keep you locked in, keep you,
Mm.
on this dopamine loop of hits and likes and whatever, whatever. So,
And like makes me be like I'll be like with my kid and be like, "Oh wait, let me I feel like there's something I'm supposed to be checking or something." Like it's such a
mhm,
it makes me feel sick when I really like tap into it. Like I really
mhm.
it makes me feel so unwell. Um Wait, I want to get into so many other things, but I feel like it's a whole other episode to talk about postpartum, but I really want to talk about that because I
I
was
think
talking
let's
with,
I'm like jumping in. Let's do it again. We can do a
yeah,
part two. Or yeah, because I know that Tyler was like, we have to go to the beach. So,
I know because we really want to go to the beach and I want to like do that for them, but I was talking with my trainer today because this girl in my class gave birth and I guess she texted her and was like, I'm having one of these moments and like, you know, the hormone dumps, the weird feelings set in, you kind of feel depressed, but you feel happy and you feel lost. Like, where's my body? What's my life? What's my
mm,
purpose? What's my priority? Like, it's just like all this stuff starts to swirl and like come in like so fast. And I think for you
and
and
then
I,
your
like
hair starts to fall out, and you're like, fuck. No, just
when your
kidding.
hair falls out, you get cavities. Like, I don't know what this hairline is. I look like a vampire in like a I look like Interview with a Vampire is my hairline. My hair is so thick, but it just starts like 10 centimeters back from where it used to be.
Your hair is amazing. I love your hair's good. You're helping me because you guys can't obviously see this, but my hair got so dry, and Steph was like, do apple cider vinegar. So I reek of apple cider vinegar, but I feel like in a
But
couple days it's already so much better. How does it look to
then you
you?
have to offset it by it looks great. You just have to offset it by also doing coconut oil.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But this is what I mean. This my hairline should be like over here. Like this is so far back. I have like a widow's peak. I look like literally like the guy who played the vampire in Charmed.
I like Widow's Peaks. I think they're sexy. It reminds me of Jude Law. I always had a crush on Jude Law since forever, and he
Oh
has a
yeah,
big
every
straight
woman
beard.
wants to look like Jude Law. It's if I can think of one person's hairline that I want, it's fucking Jude Law. That's like now I feel even worse.
Sorry. Trying to think of a woman with a high. Your hairline is not that high. You have a fantastic hair. Shut up. Just like,
It's just crooked. I'm just saying this is my postpartum.
I know. It's all like the
It's okay.
postpartum
It's
stuff
fine.
is real. Is your
I
friend, how
just
far along is your friend?
No, she just had the baby like a few weeks ago. And so, anyways, we were
Oh,
just
wow.
talking about how everyone goes through it. Everyone hits these points, and how like the only kind of languaging we have around it socially is like postpartum depression. But really, it's just a natural postpartum experience that everyone goes through because you're
Mm,
going through a complete reframe of your entire existence. And
mhm,
even though there's so much joy and so much life that comes with that, there's also grief and um fear, and it's disorienting. And so her and I were just speaking about that. And so I would love for us to also go deeper into that, because I just feel like in the postpartum discussion, like, and like most discussions in our world, like they just lack so much fucking nuance. It's like you're
yeah.
like someone was like, did you have any postpartum? And I'm like, first of all, like what is
Postpartum
that
what?
question?
Yeah.
Like, yes, I had postpartum, I was postpartum, I am postpartum. So like, yes, but like we literally have categorized it so deeply as depression that people don't even say the word depression anymore. And I just think it's like such a symptom of like the sickness of our culture.
Mm, mhm.
Um, and that isn't holding the correct space for mothers and for life. So, anyways, that's my little rant, but I think we could talk a lot about kind of like what we've done during this time, and share about our own struggles and our own like moments of victory too, because I think that that's really important.
Yeah. Do we want to get into that now or save that for later?
I think we should save it. I think it's just like I
Okay.
was just kind of breadcrumbing it a little bit because I feel
Yeah.
like it's a good other and then we can kind of go into like also just like more new mom stuff
Mhm.
um from that place. But this was just like our first little drop in of like trying to mom and be people too.
Yeah.
And
Moms
I
are
feel
people
like
too.
I feel like we crushed it.
I know. I'm so glad the babies were supportive. Um, yeah, I just
And also like you and I are just like we just mom in our own way, and I just love that.
yeah, and I feel like I've told you, hopefully many times, and I'll just keep saying it, but how grateful I am because you're also such an incredible friend and resource, and you're full of so much information and tips, being 2.5 years also ahead of infant care for me. And just like, so I feel like I've learned so much from you, and
Oh,
I'm so
thanks.
grateful. And yeah, and there's not really that many people. I don't know. I think for me, just back to the postpartum and even pregnancy was like surprisingly lonely. And I love
Yeah.
solitude. Like I would be happy not speaking. I think we've talked about this. We talked about it on my podcast, just not speaking all day long.
Yeah. Oh God, I miss it.
I know. But like, yeah, I just love my solitude. I cherish it. And then I think something that's just so crazy vulnerable around becoming a mother and being responsible for a child is like, um, it's very easy to feel very alone in that. Like you're just in this silo of trying to
Hmm.
keep it together. And yeah, you've just been truly such a beam of light for me in those lonely moments for sure.
I love that. And I know because I remember like when I first left the house with Asher, and my friend invited me to like a new mom's hang at the park, and it was literally just like six women breastfeeding their babies together, and I was like oh, I was like I'm not alone. Like, and we just literally sat in a blanket and just like breastfed and kind of just like talked about what we were going through. And it was the
Yeah.
most healing, because it's like conceptually you can know that other people are going through it and that everyone's done it, and like that's all great. But it's all intellectualized and not like connected. And so
Hmm.
just to like sit in that space or like have conversations, yeah, like I'm happy that you feel that way, because I needed it so bad when I first had Asher too. I did not expect that feeling of loneliness. I'm glad you brought that up. Even
Yeah.
when you have a supportive partner, it's almost like because they can't do the thing that you're doing, you feel even more isolated.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's a miracle. Like I tell this to Tyler all the time. I'm like, it's a miracle that people stay together after they have babies.
I think most I think those divorce rates of 2 or 3 years after having a baby, like a lot of couples don't make it. I don't remember what the statistic is, but it's not it's not hopeful. I'll put it that
No, I
way.
know. I told my friend, I was like, there should be a law, not a real law, because I don't believe in I don't believe in actually making laws about how people can live their lives, but a fake law, a general suggestive law about how you shouldn't be able to get divorced until 4 to 5 years after you had a baby, because then you actually know what's going on. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
so natural to have such a hard time afterwards that like you kind of just got to be like, we're just in the trenches and like not take it as anything that's like necessarily reflective of like your world as a whole, and
Yeah.
like
I
give
mean,
each other so much grace in that space.
yeah, totally. So much. I think that's something like, yeah, yeah, even in just the last week, like I've definitely been hitting some lows, some postpartum blues, if you will, and it's just fantastic with Brent and just I think for me, like I'm proud of the self-awareness that I have at this point in my life where I'm just like, you know what? I'm just feeling really emotional, really sensitive, really fucking feisty or angry. And I just
Mm-hmm.
name it and I call it and I tell Brent, hey, just so you know, beware, but I'm not like attached to it and I don't like 1,000% identify with that, with whatever that emotion is that's moving through me. Cause I'm like, it's a roller coaster.
Yeah, that's
I
so
mean, it,
important.
and it truly is, even because I was like, oh, like when should I do my blood work? Because I want to see what's going on hormonally and stuff. And like I had like several different doctors being like, well, you can check your vitamin D and B and iron and whatever, but they're like, there's no point looking at your hormones because they're just going to be all over the place. So,
Yeah, I
yeah.
know. I had my blood work done and my hormones were part of it, and he was like, well, your DHEA is like tanked, and I'm like, yeah, because my body's like, do not get pregnant. So it doesn't want me to have any sex because it doesn't want me to get pregnant. I'm like, I'm not
Mm,
horny, I'm breastfeeding. Of course, my sex hormone is low. I've like never wanted
yeah,
anything less.
I know.
But
That is particularly unfortunate for us because I was so horny when I was pregnant.
oh
Like,
yeah,
I
with
don't,
Ash, because you know why? Because you're pregnant
is
with
it
a
the
boy and you're,
yeah, the testosterone? Oh my God.
yeah.
I was
And you're
like,
when you're pregnant with a boy, like I think best sex in my life was like second trimester pregnant with Asher.
yeah, I was
I was like,
so
whoa.
turned on.
Yeah.
This is like a whole nother conversation, but my partner is on testosterone. And so he got back on testosterone, which lowers your sperm. So we had a whole journey getting off of it and blah, blah. Anyways. And then, so after we had the baby and we're like, healthy baby, okay, we don't need to build your sperm. You can get back on, he got back on testosterone because he feels better and he has a lot of responsibility. It helps him function. So,
Hmm.
um,
You don't need to
so
justify
then
his tea usage to me.
Well, it's like, I mean, that's a whole thing. I was just talking to Nina, who's one of my teachers, and it wasn't like a big conversation. I have thoughts. I have notes, to quote you.
Mm.
I have notes on
Mm.
testosterone, you and Danny. Anyways,
Oh
but
yes,
so
share with us.
but after I had Eden, then he gets back on testosterone. So he's like, let's fucking go. And I'm just like,
You're like, ew.
just like the worst timing. Yeah, so
Yeah,
oh, it's real. It's all so real.
it is so real. And like, I really look up to all the other couples who like have really just decided to stay in the trenches with each other. Like you said, like Tyler will sometimes look at me and just be like, baby, this is just postpartum. And like, I'm actually like, no, it's not. Like, and, and he's like,
Bless
this
his
is part
heart.
of postpartum. Just remember that. And then like, I come up for air and I'm like, I'm just postpartum. And he's like, yeah, I fucking said that. But it takes a real man to be able to like hold that space and not like make it about them and not be impatient. Like, God, I've heard some really fucked up horror stories.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I just feel like no divorces before age 3.
That
Because
makes sense.
because you know what? Then I see people do that and then they have other kids and then it's like I told my friend, I'm like, she got with this guy who had a young kid and I was like, after I had Asher, she told me about this and I was like, red flag. Like he was like, they got divorced when his kid was how old?
Yeah.
And it was like under 2 and I'm like, don't have a
Yeah.
baby with him.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm telling you, I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe I'm wrong,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I think it says something.
It does. Yeah. And I mean, yeah, it's just
Another red flag in dating is if a guy says that their ex is crazy.
Totally.
Like you really gotta like
Well,
do
except
some
that I
digging on
really
that.
do have, I do have a crazy ex. I just have to tell you.
Some of us do, but it's like, I don't know. You have to like sit with it more and get more information like before. And Tyler does have a crazy ex too. And so, but like at first I was like, that is such a red flag. Like, I don't even know what that means. But
All crazy exes, big red flag.
right.
Well, I will acknowledge that when I was with that crazy ex, I was definitely in a crazy phase. Let me put it that
There's
way.
that. That's good. That's good self-awareness.
There we go.
There you go. I can hear Isla crying. Bring her.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's circle back on this again and start another thread on like all of this stuff because I feel like we were just kind of like landing in it more.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for hi. You want to come say hi one more time? I hear I'm signing off. Oh, the air conditioning feels amazing. Hold on, wait. Ashy, can I say hi?
Hey, Ashley.
Look,
My
baby, I
little,
just drew this flower.
hi, my Pisces boo.
Say
My
hi,
little
Ashy.
Pisces. Hi. Hi, Ashley.
He, on the other hand,
Cutie.
has an amazing hairline. My hairline just transferred to him.
Yeah, pretty much. Literally.
Yeah. Why is it not working? Because you lost all the tops to all the markers and none of the markers work. Okay, thanks everyone for being here and thanks to you, Nitsa, for sharing. I drew that.
You draw
And let's schedule another.
this.
I drew that.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's schedule another part 2.
Yay. Okay. Love you guys. Ciao,
Love
Asher.
you. Oh no, don't draw on my computer. Okay.
I don't know how to turn this off. You have to do it as the host.
I will
I
do
love
it.
you.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
love you.
Ciao.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
We have a tail for
Yeah, she has a
baby.
carrier for a baby.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is my baby.
Just like your baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a tail.
Okay, bye.
Mwah.